Jimmy Batten, the defending champion, making the second defence of his title, which means that if he wins tonight, the Lonsdale belt becomes his own property. And he faces a really courageous battler in Tony Poole of Northampton, a crowd pleaser Poole, who's wearing the white shorts. Poole is a man who likes to come forward, be aggressive, take the fight to his man, and that's just what the fans love. And he's brought a lot of his own supporters with him. In fact, I think this Wembley Conference Centre has got rather more Poole supporters in it than it has Batten supporters, even though Batten's a Londoner. Batten comes from Millwall. Poole will be 25 next month, and Batten is 22. Poole, the Southern Area champion, and making his second attempt on this British light middleweight title. Batten, the more elegant boxer of the two, can also punch a bit. Inclined to be a slow starter, but looks as though he's come into this one quite warm. I think Batten's had a good warm-up in the dressing room. Batten starts favourite to win this, but Poole's the sort of fighter who could give him a lot of trouble. He's not as clever as Jimmy, but he does have a lot of determination. It's a very encouraging opening round for Batten. He does tend to start slowly, but this time he's got to work very quickly. And some good boxing has pierced the defences of Poole again and again. And he's already reddened the face of the challenger and finding him very easy to hit with both hands. That's a fine opening round by Jimmy Batten. And that will encourage his supporters no end, and his manager Terry Lawless, who's looking at him now. Good start by Batten, his 22-year-old champion from Millwall. Scheduled for 15, of course, the championship distance, although some people are advocating 12-round title fights now in this country. Hasn't happened yet. You can see how Poole is cut right across the bridge of his nose. These two men know each other well. They're friends outside the ring, but of course the friendship drops away once you get between these ropes. And Batten is doing a very cool and clinical job on him, I tell you. He is completely relaxed, Batten, totally confident, and letting the punches flow freely and easily and accurately. And in fact, forcing Poole to back up. And Poole is a man who doesn't like to back up. Well, Poole's supporters will be none too happy about the way this fight started, because he's had two very tough opening rounds and already cut, although not in a serious place, but nonetheless it's a sign of how well and accurately Batten is punching, and that's going to continue. Poole has won his last 3 fights inside the distance, including his final eliminator with Dave Proud. But before that, he lost 3 inside the distance, including the one with Maurice Hope when he made his previous attempt on this title. Whichever way Poole turns, whichever way ducks, Batten finds a punch to place right on his head. Poole is now marked underneath the left eye as well. It might be blood coming from the cut on his nose. I'm not so sure it is. Just a nick underneath the left eye. Batten always commanding the centre of the ring, letting Poole work round him. Poole having to walk further all the time, work harder. All in all, Batten conducting himself with admirable composure and efficiency. The right-handed Poole is the one that Batten might have to watch out for, but at the moment he's taking it on his left glove. It's all Batten. Tremendous performance. Totally outboxing him. Well, I don't want to keep harping on the subject, but it really is a marvellous start by Batten. And thinking back to the fight between Poole and Maurice Hope for the same title a couple of years ago, I don't seem to remember Hope making as good a start as this against Poole. It was a much harder fight for Hope in the early stages than it's proving for Batten. Well, in fights like this, and I've seen them, you can get a sudden dramatic reversal if the man in command begins to slow down and lose pace, get tired. We'll see whether that happens to Batten or whether he can keep up this extraordinarily composed, efficient demeanour. Poole's still slinging him and still getting him into the body. And the Poole supporters are beginning to get a little encouraged. Not quite the same crispness about Batten's work. Still working hard, Batten, but punches are not really going in with the same authority as they were. Batten's getting pulled into close quarter exchanges now, which is very much Poole's game. Not standing off in boxing, but standing there now, toe-to-toe, slugging it out with Poole. It's rather different. Suddenly become a different sort of fight. That was a good left from Poole, and I think that hurt Batten. In fact, I'm sure it did. He's got Batten going back and in trouble. Round 7. Suddenly, it all looks different. Batten's bleeding from the nose, going back and looking distinctly uncomfortable. He's won 6 rounds in a row, but he's not winning the 7th. There's an awful lot gone out of Batten suddenly. He's gone white-faced and looking very tired. Oh, he's gone! The bell! He went down at the bell, and the count is not continuing, and they are working on him like mad. He took 1 punch right on the bell, and he was in desperate trouble. And Terry Lawless is saying all sorts of things to him, and Batten looks at him out of cold eyes. I don't think he even knows what's being said to him. If that round had had another 30 seconds to go, Poole would now be the champion. I'm convinced of that. Poole, behind all the way, cut all over the face, taking everything, and then suddenly, by sheer determination, by keeping coming on, has suddenly turned the whole thing upside down in 3 minutes. Now what's going to happen? Round 8. And we might see a title change hands. Batten did everything right for 6 rounds, and then suddenly the whole thing seemed to drain out of him. This is the most dramatic round of boxing we've seen in London for some time. Batten's come back very well indeed. Well, that was a good round for Batten. Remarkable, really, because quite honestly, I thought he'd had it at the end of the 7th. So we enter the last third of this extraordinary championship fight for the British light middleweight title. The holder, Jimmy Batten of Millwall, in the dark trunks, and this courageous challenger, Tony Poole from Northampton. Where he finds the strength from to keep coming forward like this and throwing leather, I don't know. I don't suppose Batten does either. Batten's struggling again, desperately to get rid of him, and he can't. The man's still standing there with him. Well, if ever a man earned a Lonsdale belt the hard way, Batten has tonight, and that's assuming he gets it, and it's by no means certain yet. Hitting Poole with everything again, but Poole will not go down, and he won't even go back. It really is the most incredible championship, where this man finds the strength and the courage and the determination to keep in this fight, I don't know. Well, hardly surprisingly, the pace of this championship has now slowed considerably. It's not to be wondered at. For 11 rounds, they kept up the most remarkable effort. The tiredness now beginning to creep into them. or flood into them, I should think, more likely. Batten's got a big lead and only has to keep going to win. Poole has to stop him to win. Well, he had to give it up in the end. And after the end of that 13th round, Tony Poole has had to call it a day. There was nothing left to offer. And so a fight that had thrilled us immeasurably ends during the interval. Batten has won his Lonsdale belt, his second successful defence of this title, and never was a belt more richly earned or more hard.